Live stream number 6, the 28th of March. We ain't slowing down. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Hopefully you got your questions ready, guys. What is going on here? I'm going to give it a couple minutes before I start talking and rapping. Thank you for everyone who's been joining the last ones. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your encouragement as well. I'm very excited to see what questions we've got today. It's feeling a bit hot right now. Open the window. Okay, hope you're well, hope you've trained. So today I train legs. So at the moment, we're doing legs 3 times a week. Like we're going crazy. We're gonna get those legs as big as we can. Like I've gone past that stage of caring about making my butt smaller now. Now we're making everything bigger. Everything. Okay, so I'm gonna give it another minute and then so I wanna talk about, I've got a few topics I wanna talk about. And I'm gonna stop and then answer questions and then we're gonna go again. That's the approach we're gonna do. So today, hope you've had a good day. Today was a bit of a grind for me. Lots of ups and downs. And one thing I noticed even a while back is that if you do enough activity, the highs and the lows will balance themselves out, like 100%. I used to find this in the gym actually. So let's say in the gym, let's say I have a bunch of activities. So I'd have like 3-4 sales appointments. I'd have like a couple classes and I'll train some clients. Like what would happen is like maybe like someone would like ruin the start of my day by like cancelling, oh I don't want to train anymore or something like that. And then then at the end of the day I'd have like 3 clients sign up or something like that, or something crazy, or someone would sign up, or I'd have a great class. So typically, or more like someone wouldn't show up for a session. Let's say that's an example. Someone wouldn't show up for a session, and that would just like frustrate me. It's like a waste of time. Like that would be balanced with something really good happening. So someone getting like a really good result, and it would just be like a like a yin and yang kind of situation. So if you're putting enough activity, you're gonna win eventually, and you can spread that across a week or a month. So maybe you might start your month and like you maybe skip a couple sessions, and you don't feel motivated. Just don't give up, and then by the end of the month you might have all these kind of compliments. You might have lost a new part of like a new level of weight, or you might be hitting some PBs. So as long as you commit and stay consistent and don't give up, that's the main thing, and these things generally do balance themselves out. Okay, welcome everyone joining. We're doing this every day. We're doing this obsessively. Okay, so today I want to talk about self-doubt. So self-doubt is the number one killer of dreams, more than anything else. Like that's the number one thing that's going to cause failure in your life. It's all in your head. And I wanted to talk about this because I've had a few conversations today, and the self-doubt was almost like paralyzing, like infectious. So much self-doubt, like people can't make decisions. People, creating every reason not to take action, like literally, but what if this, or how about this and this, and it's just like, it's painful to listen to, especially someone who's gone through a process of, and I've been that person, trust me, don't get me, like I've been that person, like as of recent, like I've given myself all the reasons why something wouldn't work, and yeah, it's a really sad situation. You might be experiencing this right now, so maybe it is fitness. Maybe you're not committing to joining the gym or getting that gym membership because you're thinking, oh, I'm just gonna end up signing. I'm gonna end up canceling anyway, or it hasn't worked before. It's not gonna work again. I don't want to waste my time. Or you might be saying, the diet's gonna be too hard, or I'm gonna be putting too much. I don't want to put too much stress on my body, or all these kinds of BS excuses that you give to yourself to not even try. And it's sad, and that's where it really helps to have someone hold your hand, or just put yourself in a situation where you've got no other choice than to just go through it. Like that's literally my situation been recently. where I've kind of had like no choice but to kind of figure this out, and and that's really been making a difference. Like it's really important just to give yourself no opportunity to turn back, and literally no opportunity. Now in fitness, you know, maybe you just have to make that commitment. Maybe you just just decide never again. You're just not gonna give yourself that option to be out of shape. And sometimes life will give you this. Life will throw you this curveball. So let's say you have you've been neglecting your health, and the doctor says, oh, you know what, you're in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna die. Then you're gonna change. Like Tony Robbins talks about this all the time. Then you're gonna change. Then it's gonna be easy. Or let's say you witness someone else really struggle and suffer because of they neglected their health, then you're going to really seek change. So sometimes it takes some divine interaction. I mean, I'm a believer in Jesus and God. Oh, Jesus is God, but I'm a firm believer in that. And yeah, sometimes these are the signals that you need to make the change. So ideally you shouldn't rely on that, but sometimes that's what life calls for. So and rather than you waiting to that point, it's best for you to be proactive. So that's what I'd really encourage you guys, just to be proactive. Give yourself, like, burn the bridge, burn the boats. Give yourself no other option but to win. And just commit first, figure it out later. Like, commit first, figure the rest out later. Commit first, figure the rest out later. It will just unfold. It's like I've spoken about this before, but the commitment is the main thing. Like, without the desire and the commitment, nothing really happens. So and that's just with hunger. Like, it's so interesting. You can, like, there's such a difference between someone hungry and starving, and someone who's comfortable. And the comfort zone is really it's a horrible place to be. And for me, fitness was so easy for me because I was so uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable. Like I tend to have I have this tendency to attract, like, real cool guys as friends, like real alphas as friends. Like, all my friends, I literally look up to. Like, I'm like, you know what? Even up until recent, I can look at someone and be like, okay, I want to be like you in, like, I want to be like you. I want to be like you in definitely like a year's time. I feel like you can learn something off everyone. So, there's, for example, really good friends that I've had that haven't been in the best shape, but their social skills have been next level. So I know that this some person has something that I aspire to be like. And I remember going to this it was like a seminar. Like, I remember my friend got me these tickets to this, like, success seminar from this the guy's name was Wilson Luna, some Australian success guy, and he was doing a seminar in London. And I remember I knew he was gonna sell some stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna buy anything. I'm not gonna buy anything. And at the end of it, like, I was literally, like, forcing myself not to take out my wallet and buy something. Looking back, I should have bought something, but yeah, I remember I was like, I really appreciate, because he just looked like the way they set it up. You're the leader on the stage, and you'd have like a little line, literally a little line to go and speak to him. He's like on a throne, and I was just like, I really appreciate, like, I just admire this whole setup. This is lit. This is cool for me. And he was like, what you appreciate in others appreciates in you, and I'll never forget that. It's so true. Like, if you see someone doing something that you admire, just give them a compliment. Like, it's free to do. And and growing up in London, there was a big culture called breading. Like, it's from Jamaica, 100% from Jamaica. Because one of my best friends growing up, my best friend growing up was half, like, it was basically half Jamaican, well, quarter Jamaican, but heavily influenced by Jamaican culture. And I looked up to him as like almost like an older brother, like best friend, older brother. And I remember one of the first lessons he gave me when I was like age 11 or 12, he was like, don't bread. So basically breading means don't give some nice compliments. It's such a weird thing. I think that's like a black culture thing. Like, that's what keeps the race down, honestly. Like, that kind of culture, like, it's like hood culture almost. Like urban culture, like rap music, all this and that. Like, oh yeah, don't say something complimentary because you look like a breader, like a sucker, what's the term? We used to have a term called homeboy. So when me and my friends would go to clubs to, like, DJ, well, my friends would be doing more the DJ, and I just chip in here and there. There'd always be that one homeboy that goes up to the DJ and tries to be friends, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's actually got the best idea because he can actually become friends. That's how you make friends, and that kind of arrogant attitude, you know, is something that is not going to get you very far. Like, looking back now as, like, over 30, like 31 years of age, like, you're going to make way more friends if you just say a compliment. Even if you see someone, like some of my close friends, like, I'll go up to them when they say something to me. I remember I met a really good friend called Robert rest in peace, Norwegian. I remember seeing him in the gym, and the guy had the craziest tattoos everywhere, like muscle, and I was like, bro, your tattoos are sick. I just told him, and then we were like, probably like not best friends, but like almost like best friends for like the 3 weeks before he passed away. It was so sad. Like the guy just, I met him 3 weeks, he passed away. It was so sad, but it took me to really give him a compliment and just to break the ice. And yeah, so I'm a big believer in just positive vibes. Give compliments, and when you're around elite people, alpha people, they're gonna make you level up as well. But I've gone on a huge tangent there. So the point I was basically trying to make is that the pain I had before I started going into the gym. So imagine I'm with these guys. They're all taller than me. They're all like getting more attention from girls than me. They're all like cooler than me. They're driving. I'm in the passenger seat. And every time we go to a club, like they're getting all the attention. It's horrific. I'm just there, like we're all looking at the same girl. We're all looking at the same girl in the club. Like there's 20 of us look at the same girl, and she's always going. She literally go to my friend who was the DJ because he put the work in. He was the DJ. He had the car. He would have the status. And there's me. I'm feeling insecure. I'm skinny. My butt's hanging out. Fat legs. Teeth. It's just not a good look. The hair's probably not even trimmed up. And this was pain I would go through on a weekly basis. Pain. And all this pain. I would just it's like one day I'm gonna be like, one day it's gonna be me. One day this hot girl's gonna come to me, and it took a long time, but yeah. I mean, it took to the point where people probably didn't even care about it anymore. Like everyone's got relationships and they're far past that point. But yeah, that was and because I had that burning desire, it was literally burning. It was like I figured this out, or I'm gonna kill myself or something, like something crazy, like I'm gonna kill everyone else. Like it was literally like that real. So so for me to put the work in and sign up for a program was light work. It was not hard because I was in pain. So sometimes you have to go through the pain, and then the pain is going to be fuel. Like all the times anyone's maybe laughed at you or not giving you the respect you deserve. That was a big thing for me. I deserve a kind of level of respect. Like the things you have to earn respect. It's not just given to you. And when when you feel like disrespected, like maybe obviously my mindset's changed a lot. So for example, you might a girl not giving you a positive response might look at that as disrespect. There's a lot of people in London. And literally, guys will get aggressive, like like let's start swearing and cursing the girl. That's just because they've taken what shouldn't be disrespect to disrespect. Or like maybe a guy not giving them space or barging them, or that kind of disrespect. So that was another reason. And believe it or not, the theories, I think it is true. Like you do get shape. The people do treat you differently, and that's what I wanted. I just wanted to be treated kind of more celebrated. I didn't want to be tolerated. I wanted to be celebrated. So yeah, so all these pains, and I'm being honest, this is honestly the thought process. And and that's why I got results, because the pain was just it was a lot of pain, a lot of frustration, honestly. And I just went crazy in the gym, and here I am now. All right, let's answer some questions. Okay, what do you do if you have low testosterone? Well, if that's medically been proven, you go to the gym and start lifting weights, because that's actually going to increase your testosterone. Now, if you've been messing around with steroids, you've been, playing around with that stuff, then you might have messed yourself up permanently, meaning that you might have to go on TRT, so or hormone replacement therapy, so HRT, or testosterone replacement therapy, which is just really sad. Like that's just really sad to think that you're gonna have to use that stuff for the rest of your life. And I almost fell down that path. Don't get me wrong. Thank God I didn't. My ex was like, I'm going to leave you if you take steroids. So I was like, okay, cool. It's not worth it, because I loved her very much. And I thought it wasn't, and I'm a bit squeamish. I don't like taking needles or risking my liver if I'm taking these tablets, and, but, you can naturally boost it. You should be, if it's just a natural thing, you haven't messed up your hormones. So yeah, just start lifting weights, eating right, and that's going to boost your testosterone. And I think honestly, just feeling like a man is feeling more manly. Surrounding yourself with women who are attracted to you, and not just see you as like a friend is going to boost the testosterone. It can't hurt. It can't, but not. And that's a bit of bro science right there. But I honestly believe that. you get a lot of attractive girls around you and they're trying to get your attention. That's gonna make you, that's gonna boost your testosterone. Hit some weights, eat some good food, and good to go. Okay, we're gonna hit a Instagram question. Compliments are great to give people. It helps with their self-esteem as well. Yeah, it's like giving a gift or doing something nice to someone. It does something nice for you, does something nice for them. And I'm sure if you've done a favor for someone and they're like, oh, thank you so much, you get a nice little feeling inside as well. Like, it's the same thing with a compliment. And I don't hold back on the compliments. Like, honestly, I'll just let the compliments go. Like, and they're genuine. And it's a great way to break the ice. Honestly, there was times, for example, in Miami, like we were doing work. And imagine that you're in Miami, you got no bottles, no girls, and you're trying to approach, guys who have bottles and girls, and they're kind of like, they're little kings of their castle. Like, what do you say to invite them, to another party or to break the ice? And the easiest way was actually a compliment, a genuine compliment. So, for example, you might see someone with some really nice trainers. You're like, oh, bro, those trainers are crazy. Where'd you get them from? And then all of a sudden they're just like, especially if they respect you, if you're well presented and respectable, it's like, oh, this, cool guy is giving me something nice to me, and it's like a kitten on their back. All of a sudden, like, these guys that look all tough and hard, all of a sudden it's like, you can just rub their belly if you wanted to, and they love it. And I don't think necessarily works with women though. I don't think it works with women because women, like, that's probably not necessarily the best thing to do. But with guys, 100%. Especially in this day and age, I think with like, Instagram and social media and the whole society has kind of been like beating up men, like men are getting beaten up. Like if you go on Instagram, you scroll down, you might see someone with a great physique, 8-pack, 10-pack, like a tenth of the likes of a girl with like, an average girl with, big breasts and big bum, and it's funny, but that's the world we're in now. But so let's do it for the fellas, give a little compliment, say something nice, don't be shy. And you might learn something, you might make a new friend. Definitely have to earn respect for your life because that can take you a long way. It's true. It's true. Very, very true. Okay, let's see. JP, how did girls treat you before? Hold on. JP, how did girls treat you before you started hitting gym to now? Okay, how did girls treat me before? Well, right now it's like pure lust. I'll be honest, it's almost shameless. Well, in Mexico anyway, I guess different factors because, well, number one, being black in Mexico is more of a minority thing than being black in England. More blacks in England, and the kind of energy towards blacks in England is more like an immigrant thing. Versus Mexico, it's more like you're American, you're like a mystery, like you're American or someone from a different position. So yeah, so I can't necessarily pinpoint that, but generally, like, it was crazy. It was crazy. Like, people stopping you for photos. That was just in general. Like, I got stopped for photos daily. It was almost. It got to the point in the end when I was, when you're in a good mood and things are going well, it's fun. It's amazing. I would never ignore someone for a photo because I guess it was like part of the holiday experience. But sometimes you're like, let's say, there was times before I left I was a bit frustrated, unsure what to do, and you just want to quickly, you're not feeling great, about your whole situation, so you just want to kind of dive. So I just have the headphones in. I wouldn't even look at people. I would look in the sea, like literally. And maybe people would think I come across a bit arrogant, but it was just a purely personal thing, where but yeah, no, completely changed my life. I'll be honest, completely. And yeah, you can understand why people would want to, if they think they have to take steroids and that's the only way to do it, that's why they do it, because it is life changing, But I'm so happy I did it the slow way. And I started seeing probably positive effects in terms of the girls maybe after year 2, I feel like. But that was me going from skinny to big. Like, if you're really fat, you're gonna see some amazing positive like changes in interactions of it. Like, as soon as you get lean, you're gonna see mad changes. So let's say you're overweight, you're from like 20 kilos overweight. You drop that 20 kilos, which can be done like 3-4 months. You're gonna see some crazy changes. But yeah, honestly, completely different changes. And the main thing was the lust. The main thing is just even women seeing you as a sexual object or like a kind of object, which but it's not the only way to do it. Don't get me wrong. Like there's ways to, to get attention. Like you can use money, or you can use your charm and personality. But if you're thinking about it, just go for it. No turning back. It will be 100% worth it. I mean, I could talk a lot about this. If you want me to talk a lot more about how my life has changed because of that, I can. Ask me the question. Um, okay, I know, JP, it happens a lot in the urban community. My cousin's same thing, zero to hero. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's true. Okay. Dude, you're dedicating your channel to guys like us. It's so amazing. Thank you. Yes, it's my calling in life. We're helping the big butt guys. We're gonna become the alphas in the of the earth. Do you know, it's already a good thing to have a big butt. So you have a big butt and it's in shape, and you have like big chest and shoulders. Man, it's almost like a cheat code. Honestly, like I said before, you'd have like escorts, like paid sex workers, like lusting over you. It's mad, like looking at you like they're just in shock. Honestly, like when you've got a bigger butt than them and bigger everything, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I would be showing it off to the maximum. Shortest shorts, no top, topless. Like I was posted a video on my YouTube today. I posted it on my story of me approaching that girl on the street. I'm wearing hot pants. Calm, like no hot pants and flip flops. that was the uniform. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, and no one else is doing that. Like no one else is doing that. So and you take a risk. A lot of times it pays off. Like you don't want to blend in, guys and girls. The last thing you want to do is blend in. Don't blend in. Like there's a term, if you know, called peacocking. So it's basically how like peacocks in their natural environment try and look the brightest. They show off like different colors, like they're in. And you can do this with just like clothing. You can wear a really smart suit, or a bright colored suit, or a bright tie, or you might wear an interesting chain, or and it just gets it's like an icebreaker. Like it's the perfect icebreaker. So even an example of someone looking great shape, like the amount of guys that will come up to you and say, oh, they'll make a joke, or or say something about often a common one was like, oh, you don't train much, do you? And I get that from everyone. I get that from Mrs. Jones, who's like 50 years old, to Mr. Jones, who's 60, to Kevin, who's like 30. Everyone would say something like that. And it's the perfect icebreaker. And it's almost like it's a social thing. If you carry this physique with a smile, people will love you. You know what I'm saying? Versus if you carry it with a frown, people will be scared of you. And I'd definitely be want to be loved more than feared, for sure. And yeah, like there's times I'd be exerting both energies, unfortunately, because not always feeling your best, not always happy all the time. And that's the reason why I'm trying to try and control now, change the music I listen to, because you know um, it's not a nice energy because when people feel threatened, that's when the vibration's off. That's when there's maybe risks or dangers. So so a smile, eye contact, and a smile really just changes the world. Honestly, if everyone was to smile more, and that's one reason why I was happy to be in Mexico. Was fun. Smile, be happy in the sun, and yeah, I'll be back on my adventures very soon. If you've got any tips on where to go to, I want somewhere which is relatively easy, cheap living. Like I don't want to be spending too much. I want to be somewhere nice, relaxed, where everyone is relaxed as well. You know what I'm saying? I want everyone to be relaxed and having a good time. Thinking about Europe, maybe South America. I think Brazil is definitely on the plan. Might go back to Mexico, who knows? Maybe Mexico City. Or I've got a few friends in Guadalajara. They seem to be having the best time. So we'll see. Alright, so if there's any more questions. Okay, how did you develop wider upper body for someone trying to develop a wide back? Pull-ups. Pull-ups, 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 pull-ups. Pull-ups are your friend. It's probably my favorite exercise ever. I love it. Because not everyone can do it, number one. And number two, it just feels good, And I remember how hard it was when I started. Like, it was actually a time before the gyms locked down again in the end of 20, end of 2021. Sorry, the end of 2020. I was doing it was this there's a channel called That Good Money. It's like calisthenics challenges, and it was like 50 pull-ups and 100 push-ups in 5 minutes. So just like athletic, it's fun to do, and you can progress from the pull-ups to the muscle ups. But yeah, lots of pull-ups. Anything wide, anything this kind of movement is gonna work on the width. So you got the pull-ups, you got lat pull down. Typically, they'd be the main ones. You can even do like barbell rows, but wide grip. You could do like there's some machines where you can literally grab like the handle and just pull it in like this. Like you could use the cable machines and you just pull it from wide in. That would work as well. And just any machine where it's like for your back and like there's like divergent rows as well. So any kind of movement like this is all going to be like width. I learned this from watching Jay Cutler. So Jay Cutler is like a championship bodybuilder. He'd have like a wide day and he'd have like a thickness day. So thickness day would be like rows, like cable rows or dumbbell rows, one arm. It's more when your elbows to your side and you're lifting heavy. That's gonna work on the 3D, like get the back popping out, get the rhomboids popping out. So when you look from the side, you've got more like presence, more thickness. So yeah, hope that answers your question. So keep the questions coming, guys. Your questions fuel this. Okay, Ukraine. Come to Ukraine. You know what? That was definitely on the list. On the list. 100%. But, whatever's happening is happening. So hopefully they rebuild that country soon so I can go there. But yeah. So I'm just encouraging you guys. Positive mindset. So I remember when I was in school at age 10, 11, there was a teacher called Miss Nichols. And I remember when it's not that everyone didn't really like her. Obviously, she demanded respect. But she wasn't one of your friends in the school. She wasn't like your friend teacher. And I remember she always used to be like, positive mental attitude, positive body language. And it almost got annoying. I don't know why. Like looking back, like that was such a gift. Like she was probably the best teacher in the whole school just for that. Just for that. The body language, like if you were like sad or moody, she would like positive body language, positive mental attitude. And man, like nothing like the most glorious things come from that one thing, positive mental attitude. It's like a vibration in the world. Like it's like a vibration from your mind. All your thoughts are changed. All your thoughts are different when you're feeling positive, and it's like a positive feedback loop. Honestly, because let's say nothing's going, nothing's going for you. Like I've literally just come out of one of the hardest times in my life, hands down, one of the toughest times in my whole life, where you think you've got like nowhere to turn. Like you're like praying to Jesus. Pray to Jesus, desperation. And honestly, like once you have a positive mental attitude, it just affects everything. Like you start looking at opportunities, start coming opportunities. Oh, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. I can try this. Let me do this. Let me speak to this person. Even the responses. So let's say even if you are down, someone says, "What's up?" How you doing? Negative mental attitude. Ignore the message. Press the ignore button. Positive mental attitude. Oh, I'm good, bro. Grinding. Figuring stuff out. What's happening with you? Oh, okay, why do you thought about this? Like, oh, this. You know what I'm saying? It affects your every energy, and I feel like, and it can be hard. Don't get me wrong. It's easy for me to say, right now. But it's so important, honestly. Like it's probably the spark that is free, it's infectious. Like you try to be moody in your house around your girlfriend or any friends if you live with people or in your workplace. Like that stuff is infectious. Or even see like if you're in a good mood and you see someone who's a bit moody and a bit low energy, like that stuff is infectious, and that's why you need to kind of cut those people out of your life. And if you don't unfortunately have those people in your life, then you can find those people via books, mentors, the internet, like YouTube, podcasts, like really when all the chips are down, I beg you just read and listen to the greats. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some books that you should always be reading like when things are, if you need some extra motivation. So number one, Grant Cardone. Literally, I've got every single Grant Cardone audiobook that there is. Like I've got 7. I've just been going back to back Grant Cardone, go back to back Grant Cardone. Like if there's anyone that's figured out success, that is accessible and delivers it in a way that is infectious, it's Grant Cardone. So for fitness, whatever, like literally listen to that guy. Like he is, that guy will change your life for sure. So yeah, so just the positive mindset, honestly, and that's the best way you're gonna hit your goals. Just have that positive mental attitude, positive body language. Like when you walk around, chest up. Like when you walk around, you see me in the gym. You probably think I've won the lottery every day. Like even when times aren't great, like if I've had people come up to me in the gym and they're like, what's your name? Like, I love your energy. I'm there bopping around. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to my music. I'm doing like motions. I'm doing motions. And yeah, just having a good time. And the thing is, in England, it was a bit easier in Mexico. I'm not gonna lie. In England, it's a very more of a subdued culture. The British culture is very subdued. I don't know if it's just the cold or it's very, very reserved. Versus you got Mexico. Everyone's it's more vibrant. More like more maybe holiday. Caribbean destination. So that's just something I've observed. I spent most of my life in the UK. Like the only times I would leave the UK was for a holiday. So you leave for a week, 2 weeks, and even when you leave, you still got that UK energy. But it really took to leave to really experience like wow, like it's actually lit. It's actually lit abroad. So I'm just excited for the next adventure. And also like I just feel confident I can fit in anywhere. Like what I really learned is that I can make friends anywhere because like once you achieve something so visual as well, like the thing about money, like financial success is obviously amazing and you will have time to show that off, no doubt. But you as a raw person, unless it's your clothes or how you groom yourself, your physique says so much about you. It literally says everything about you. How does this person feel about himself? You know what I'm saying? Is this guy persistent? Is he number one, does he have high expectations of himself? Is he disciplined? Is he, consistent? Is he courageous to even try, to even have the audacity to think he can change his body and deserve to look a certain way? And all of a sudden, you're gonna that vibration, it's almost a physical. I'm sure there's a vibration of, like even light, like the way the light bounces off your body into someone's eyes, it's kind of different vibration, like how you look. I'm sure it's colors, the way you're seeing is black is a kind of light vibration into your eyes. So that kind of vibration attracts people to you. It's like a magnet. Like honestly, like I said before, my closest best friends I've looked up to, most of them come from the gym, and if not, they was attracted to something about me. So maybe how I look. I'm sure. I mean, the thing is, we're gonna enter a new world now where we're gonna enter the metaverse, and you can create your avatar to look big and have muscles or whatever. But people can see straight through that. It's like you see these guys, they have like do oil sympho and they you can see straight through that, honestly. Like you can see straight through a person, and the more interactions you have, the easier it's going to be. Like I've probably in my time in Mexico on the street, literally I was on the center of that tourist location, so like right in the middle, like the where all the clubs are, like literally like approaching the thousands of people a week. Like it's got to be over like hundreds if not thousands a week, I'm sure. Like thousands of impressions and yeah, like you can just within a minute you can just smell like you can't, it's hard to fake, especially someone who has a lot of social experience. And let's say you've been locking yourself down and you haven't spoken to anyone, you might be easily fooled, but you can just tell there's a kind of energy. And I find like people in the gym who really put the work in, you can just sense it's a different vibration, it's a different kind of energy. Anyway, thank you, you've helped me a lot. Awesome. I'm glad that you have, and yeah, if I've helped you, like keep those. See, that's a message of encouragement. You didn't have to say that. You're making me feel good about what I do, and I'm feeling, and I'm hoping to help. That's just giving me more of a boost, and I hope you feel good for telling me that. So yeah, I love helping people. I love your messages as well. Okay, show us your favorite book. Well, you mean on the list here? Well, my favorite book is Grant Cardone 10x Rule. Grant Cardone 10x Rule. I don't have the actual physical book, but I've got the actual book on my phone and the audiobook. By far my most favorite book, I think. It's the one I probably listen to the most on repeat. So my top five books, so Grant Cardone 10x Rule, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think that was by Dale Carnegie. That's the top three. Then the top four. Ooh, maybe it has to be another Grant Cardone. Like maybe Be Obsessed or Be Average. That's just entered the top. Like that's really helped me as well. So that's the top four and top five. Ooh, it's a good question. Just off the top of my head, I would say maybe the 4 Hour Work Week. That was just really interesting. That was like life changing in terms of just seeing what was possible. Like a guy like traveling the world, making money on the internet, and ever since I read that book, that's been kind of what I've been trying to go for. You know, that kind of goal. You're just free. You're traveling. You're making money, making a difference. The only thing about that is that he sounded like he lost. He was running businesses that kind of he lost a bit of passion for. So he was literally doing that just for money, and he wasn't really trying to 10x it. It was just like it runs on autopilot. I make my money. I'm dancing, and I've literally got friends like that who are doing that now. They're just like doing dance classes and just having fun. And don't get me wrong, that's good, but I think the real joy is when you're going like all out, like going all in, trying to grow, trying to max out, like all areas, business and success. So yeah, well, I hope I haven't scared everyone off with that. But yeah, that's the reality of the situation. You know, I hope if you're watching this back, it's like motivation for you because a lot of fitness is motivation. Honestly, a lot of it is inspiration and motivation, and because it's hard, you're trying to create something that you haven't succeeded before. You might be watching this, you've tried, years and years, 10 years you tried, and it didn't work out, and you didn't achieve what you wanted, and maybe this is the last thing on your puzzle. Like once you conquer this, it's like you've completed life. Like I say, happiness is health, wealth, relationships. So obviously, health is fitness, looking in great shape. Wealth is obviously making money, making an impact financially, growing a business. Living a life of freedom, supporting others in terms of your staff and your family, creating generational wealth. For example, retiring your parents, like building up savings, or like or investments, for example. And relationships is obviously happy relationships, happy marriage, or relationships with even your family, your friends, like girlfriends, or your significant other. And I honestly believe once you have success in all three, and obviously you're healthy, good shape, that's really where happiness lies. Obviously, you can be happy with none of those things, but and you can be unhappy with all of those things. But I doubt it. I really doubt it. If you've got that much love in your life, you're looking health, you're healthy in shape, and you're making enough money. I don't see how you can't be the happiest person in the world, honestly. So I would encourage. Like I actually had a YouTube channel called Max Theory. I've kind of taken the videos down for now because I didn't really. A lot of it was focused on like men, like kind of picking up women and all this and that, and I'm not really so into that right now. So I've kind of taken those videos down. But basically, the concept was just like maxing out every aspect of your life. So, and I say in every video, you can transfer these things from, the principles are the same. So that's why, I give a lot of examples about business and maybe different challenges I've had outside of fitness, but, to relate to fitness. That's because it's all transferable. These are all transferable, and these are life skills that once you get them down, like honestly, like it's like cheat codes. It's like cheat codes. So yeah, so even now, I'm exercising the consistency. You know what I'm saying? Doing these videos because believe it or not, these videos are making a huge impact on my life. Like even You might be getting value off it, but I'm actually getting a ton of value off it. Like, people watch and they get to know me better, get to know my beliefs, my mindset, my attitude to training, and yeah. And when it comes time, they want help. Who they're gonna look at. They're gonna probably go to the person that's been in their face, that's in their face. If you're on Instagram, you're probably seeing my little, on the home screen, unless you've muted my lives. Everyone gets a little ping, a little notification. Oh, JP Fitness is live. Like, imagine that every day you're getting that. You're getting that ping or seeing me there, like, at a consistent time. It makes a difference. And it's just me, I'm basically signaling to the universe, like, okay, this is what I want to do now. I'm focused. Because don't get me wrong, I haven't been focused the whole time. Like, you look at my life 6 months ago, look at my life 4 months ago, it was definitely not necessarily fitness. Like, I actually go through my messages and I see a lot of people that have been reaching out to me. Like, oh, yeah, I need help with this. I've seen your video. Can you help me with this? And, the focus was not there. And focus is so important, honestly. As I say, what you focus on expands. So I'd like you to know that's a really important thing to realize. Like, I was watching a video. I had a friend who did like I posted it on my story actually. He done like a YouTube video about interviewing expats in Playa, and he talks to me and he says, "Oh, what am I up to?" And I'm saying all kinds of things. Oh yeah, I'm doing, throwing parties, doing a bit of crypto, doing a bit of training, doing a bit of, and it just sounds like that is a recipe for failure. You're just spreading. I'm doing music, I'm rapping, like you're just spreading yourself too thin. Like you're not really becoming a master of anything. And it's facts, 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 facts. Like you need to really master this. And I'm not saying you should drop everything to start training. No, but let's say you're into like, I find as well like it's very hard for a lot of people if they're into like things like playing golf and football and boxing, and now they want to get in shape in the gym. I don't think I've seen anyone really do that. Generally, the people that get results in the gym are just doing the gym. Like even like I've got friends who like they've been so committed to their basketball. I'll do both, and they're kind of in the middle, and never really getting amazing results. Seeing some good progress, but nothing to like really shout about, and it really takes that dedication. So, I've recently retired from team sports, just getting injured too much, and and once I even remember my first 2 years, or definitely my second year of training, I was dabbling in playing team sports. Still, I was doing rugby, and my progress definitely did get affected. Like you play rugby, there's a couple of big hits, you feel a bit injured, and now you try. Number one, you're tired for your workouts, and you're bumped and bruised up for your workouts as well, and it just takes away from the bodybuilding. And then I just had to really sit with myself and just see like, and just really decide like what was gonna make the biggest impact for my life. Like if I was to focus on one thing, what one thing is gonna like change my life the most? And I think like that can be applied to many aspects of your life when you have a decision to make. Should I focus on this, like this opportunity or this opportunity? Let's say you're doing two opportunities. Like, what opportunity is gonna make the biggest impact on your life if you just focus on that thing? And yeah, I mean, I read the Bible daily, and there was a passage I read yesterday. It said, "Those who are skilled in their craft will serve before kings." And I was like, wow, that is mad. I felt like it was just talking to me. Like, really get skilled at your craft. And then, and let's say you really love fitness, but you haven't made it a career. Like, you start getting into fitness, it's so easy to make it a career. Like, most of my money has been made through fitness, 100%. And most of it, obviously, when I was in the gym, when the gyms were, like, before this whole COVID stuff happened, like, and, I didn't start that way. I was definitely not the expert when I started. Like, it definitely, it took me 7 years to really feel like I had enough experience to start, I deserved to make it a job. But by the time I was 7 years in, there's people to the left of me training 2 years, people to the right of me training 3 years, and people in front of me training 1 year. So, it made it really easy to, stand out, and, I was just, it was easy to be the expert. Okay, what's my take on creatine? I think it's marketing, excellent marketing. Some people really swear by it. I remember I had my client when I was training in the gym, and if he didn't have his creatine, it would literally throw him off his whole workout. Oh no, my girl forgot to buy my creatine. So, and if you're watching this, you know who you are. and literally like he would feel like his strength was lower, and it would literally show like his strength would be lower, but it was mind, it's a mind, like a it's a mental thing. I remember for years I would need my pre workout before my training because I didn't feel like I'd be as strong or as sharp, and and in the end I was just like this is nonsense. There was a time where I was having to every time I take pre workout it made me use the toilet more, and there was times it would make my stomach hurt if I took a new one, and I just thought like enough of this, like I'm done. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I felt like my sessions struggled for about a week, but after a week I was fine. I was booming again. So yeah, I wouldn't rely on it. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you want to feel like you need a little boost, I was taking creatine as recently as actually no. When did I last taking creatine? Before I left to Miami, and then I just got rid of all of it. I mean, I might try it again. You just never know. But I'd say you got other things to focus on. So you got like a pyramid. So at the base, you've got I say mindset. You got attitude and mindset is the base. So without attitude and mindset, you're not gonna get results. Next, I would say nutrition. So eating right, having that base nutrition, get enough protein. Next pyramid, you got your workouts. So you've got what you're doing, training regularly, how you're training. I mean, you could probably put nutrition and workouts similar, but I would say nutrition first, then the workouts, and then after the workouts, then you're slowly getting towards things like supplements and stuff, which are not so it's not so important. So yeah, supplements, that's for me. And you got like maybe things like equipment and stuff like that, like you got like workout equipment and then supplements, because technically, all you do need at the bare minimum is a bench, like a rack, like a small squat rack, some dumbbells, and a pull up bar, and you're good to go. Like, I don't think there should be any reason why you couldn't get as good results as any. Especially if the dumbbells were heavy enough, you had enough weights there. That would be the only determining factor. Just some iron. So yeah, supplements are probably the last factor. Please get the rest sorted before. Okay, so it's okay. What day is it? Monday. I guess maybe everyone's working late. Yesterday was booming, so and I'm gathering data. Trust me, when you're 10xing, when you're going all out, you're gathering data. So every time I do a live, this is I think tomorrow will be a whole week of lives, and I'll be very proud of myself. But you're gathering data, so every time I do these lives, I'm seeing who's on, I'm seeing like how much attention is being got, and it doesn't really make a difference, but it's just interesting to observe. And the more activity you're doing, the more data you're gonna get. So you train 7 days, 6 days, you go crazy. Don't let anyone say you're doing too much, because you're gathering more information than they are. If you're making more calls, you're sending more messages, getting more data. That makes sense. It's never a waste of time. Like what you're doing is never a waste of time. Even if you're looking at the mirror, you're not seeing much progress. It's not a waste of time. You're getting data, you're getting information. You're going to the gym. Every time you step in the gym, you might get more data on the best time to train. You might get more data on a machine that you like, or a machine that makes you feel good. Or let's say you're trying these different foods, to get in shape. You might have data on how it makes you feel, how that food digests, how it affects your work, how it affects your day. It's all data. It's not wins and losses, it's data. And sometimes it's hard when you take a huge fat L. You know, it's hard to look at it as data, but it all is data. It's all positive experiences. Nothing is a waste of time. It's just all part of your learning, and the wins and the losses are all creating you as a character. Especially the losses. It's really the trials that are really, they're testing you. It's the angels all up above is testing you, your character. Like there's a lesson in every trial, every trial you've ever had. Like the reason why I'm the person I am today is because of tons of trials, and I'm not gonna get to the person I need to be unless I go through some more trials. So I'm ready. The Bible says not to stop preaching. Well, I will be preaching soon. Church of Josh. Trials. It says somewhere in the Bible. I can't really quote you the verse, but you should be joyful through a trial. It's mad. Can you believe that? The Bible says be joyful. Like it can be hard. Like just trials are the worst. You're frustrated. Feeling down, discouraged, depressed. No, but nothing lasts forever. Like nothing, like it will all pass. It will all be over soon. That's one thing that you can say to yourself. It will all be over soon. So whether good, whether bad, all good things come to an end. You have to just keep that in your mind. Like if, behind every cloud, or after every night there's a day. So that's a really good thing to happen if you're going for a trial right now. Any challenges, just stay positive, and the more actions you put in, the more you'll get out of it. All right, what's up? How often should you track your progress with photos, etc.? So with my clients, when I was in the gym, typically photos every 4 weeks. But as much as you want, really. I mean, I think 4 weeks is pretty good. But in terms of your weight, so I weigh myself every day. I'm getting my clients now to weigh themselves every day, and not necessarily as a track of progress. It's just mental awareness. So you should weigh yourself. Between the time of you weighing yourself Monday morning or Tuesday morning and you weighing yourself the next morning, you're just aware now. You have the awareness of, oh, okay, so the scales went this way or that way. Ah, okay, it went in the right direction. What did I eat? Ah, no, it went in the wrong direction. What did I eat? Does that make sense? So, and I learned this because when I did my bodybuilding competition, I was sending my coach plans every week. Um, and when I was and I noticed, like, if people didn't weigh themselves too long, there would often be disappointment because they just weren't aware. So it's like the head was in the sand. So very rarely did I have someone who wasn't weighing regularly and they were pleasantly surprised. It was almost most of the time they were just way off. And I remember there was a time I would be weighing my client every time they come to the gym. I'd weigh them. So every day. Okay, guys, come on, let's keep the questions sensible. Anything too crazy will get blocked immediately. I don't want to see nonsense in my realm of what's the word, consciousness. So yeah, cut that out, brother. Okay. Hey, bro, thank you so much for your videos and Insta stories. A year ago, I wrote you a message on my issue and I've watched all your videos. Man, a year ago. I hope I got back to you, brother. I know I might have been a little bit distracted a year ago. I'll be honest, I felt like the pandemic really threw me off. It really did throw me off on the whole fitness thing. I will be honest. Okay, so I followed your instructions, and back then I was 89 kgs. Now I'm 73. Really lost all of my fat. Wow! Congratulations, brother. I'm really happy to hear that. That's a big win. We have a live win on YouTube Live. Round of applause, brother. So gone from 89 kilos to 73. And that's over a year. So that's steady. That's awesome work. So 79, 73, quick maths. That's 16 kilos. That is amazing work, brother. Like, that is life changing. Honestly, that's and tell us, yeah, before we have 5 minutes left, just quickly type in, like, what's been your biggest takeaway? Like, how does it change your life? What's the biggest thing you learned? What could you share to everyone else? I'm gonna read it out and comment on it. So amazing. Like, it feels so good, to be changing, like, helping people, impact their lives. That's why YouTube is such an amazing tool. Thank God for YouTube. I remember actually when I was 20, I must have been 25. I was in Holborn. I remember walking to the gym and I remember seeing this huge poster on one of the big red buses, a big advert, saying, "Oh, could you be the next big YouTuber?" And I don't think I ended up really posting my first video on YouTube. Maybe 2 years later, a year or 2 years later. And yeah, I feel like, you know, it's slowly, you know, the momentum's slowly going there. Like, the community's slowly building. And I would say, you know, if you've got anything that you've achieved, you know, just put anything that you've any kind of adversity you've overcome. So something that was a big pain for you to what was a big triumph. Just post about it on YouTube and post your most raw account of that version. Like, really go deep on how you was feeling, the pain, the hurt, and how you feel now. Like, honestly, people start typing these things. Like, literally, my first video that really got some attention was advice for men with big butts. And I remember this was not just the only video. This was like, you know, I probably had about 100 ideas of things I was going to talk about. How to get a big chest, how to get a big back, how to get six pack, um, you know, how to eat, you know, how to deal with tough times in the gym, how to win in the gym, how to get girls, like how to, you know, how to get a girlfriend, how to, you know, a little bit of everything, how to get clients, like everything I can think of. And then one was, you know, advice for guys with men, advice for men with big butts, and that's what really took off. So if you want to do this YouTube thing, I'm not really very far into it. I've only got like coming up to 3,000 subscribers, so it's not very much. But you know, even the first 10 was the first 100 was hard to get. Like the slowest, the first 100. I remember me and my ex at the time, like I was like, oh babe, you know, 100 subscribers. She couldn't believe it. Actually, remember even celebrating the first 10. We celebrated the first 10, the first 100, and I think we didn't last too much after that. But you know, and it's forever as well. Okay, so Bello says you lost all his fat. It was either muscle gaining or losing all fat, then training for muscle afterwards. So yeah, it's very life changing. Now I'm very up with my fitness and I keep it disciplined. But honest, I get inspired by your before and afters, honestly. When she was having a big butt and a weird posture, you were doing great. Keep it up. Yeah, awesome. And it's actually funny, like the amount of guys that are probably suffering in silence, like no one's ever spoke about this, which is actually hilarious. I can't believe that I'm the first one to really talk about this. It's funny because there are videos on YouTube where, you know, and generally it's you know, guys are mocking. It's not no serious videos. This guy's mocking the thing, mocking it, like not taking it seriously. So and yeah, like, you know, it's basically a skinny fat problem. That's all it is, skinny fat. And skinny fat is a common issue, but typically skinny upper body, fat stomach, chest fat, stomach fat for most people. But I guess my community is, you know, ripped. Everyone's, you know, ripped and lean, like, and it's just the legs and butt is popping. And actually, Joe, it is a head start. I'm actually gonna do a video, believe it or not. I've got a bunch of content I'm gonna do, you know, soon. And there's actually I've got some analytics and it tells me where my videos are, where people are clicking from. And there's a video of like a TikTok, like men with big butts compilation, and I had a quick browse, and it's a lot to watch, but I feel like I need to do a reaction video on it, just to show guys that it's something that can be positive, because these guys are all proud of it. They're all like showing off and like flicking their bar. It's a bit mad. It's a bit mad, and it's gonna be uncomfortable to do. But I hope someone can get a huge advantage. Like, it's a huge advantage. So, you know, my whole thing has really been encouraging guys to just build the muscle, just get into bodybuilding because of that. But I think a lot of people have, you know, taken it as, you know, they want to get rid of it, get rid of it. So obviously I'm here to help both. You know, I even get some guys asking, like, talking about wanting to get their butt bigger. But I think if I go down that path, I'm gonna get a little bit. It's gonna be a bit of a distraction, and it's not something I've ever tried to do, so it would be inauthentic. To be honest, I've never like actively wanted to get a bigger butt, like never. Although recently, you know, it's been more on the list of priorities. I've been trying. I've done some hip thrusts, but even today, I've done some hip thrusts on what day was it? Saturday. That's like no, it's Friday. Is my hamstring and glutes day, and literally I was looking at myself in the mirror, I'm thinking, I'm really having doubts. I'm like, the glutes are popping again. Like it takes me like 4 sets, and the glutes are just out there popping, raging. So I'm like having doubts whether this is the right way to go. So we'll see. Like, you know, it's like, sometimes it can be too much. Like, honestly, it can be too much. It's too much glutes, way too much glutes. All right. Thank you everyone for joining. I had fun today. And yeah, same time tomorrow. We're doing this every day. Every day. Okay. Final question. How long did it take you to get proper muscle mass. So see my transformation. You can see it on my YouTube, 12 years. And you can see 2 years, really, you're seeing big change. Like big change in 2 years. So, yeah. All right, take care. Have a great evening. Catch you tomorrow. And if you want help, hit me up. Instagram at jpfitness123. At instagram.com/jpfitness123. Handle is at jpfitness123. Take care.